Hello everybody, and welcome again. One of the things we're going to do today is make a modification to this 1911's grip safety. And the reason we're going to do that is what we've done here is we've exchanged to a skeletonized type hammer. But as this skeletonized type hammer comes back with the standard grip safety, this is the GI style one, this hammer will hit the top of this grip safety and not allow the hammer to come fully back and lock in the back firing position. So what has to happen is the back end of this grip safety has to be ground down and shortened up just slightly to allow room for that hammer to come back. Had a user ask me how to do that, and so I thought I'd do a quick one on how to do that. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and disassemble to get the grip safety out of there. Pop the pin out of the mainspring housing, pull the mainspring housing back. That's going to free up that grip safety. Pull our safety out to allow us to free up that grip safety. And like I say, what we're going to do is we're going to cut this back here by grinding it on a grinding wheel. There's several ways to do that. I'm going to do it on a grinding wheel, one, because it's fast, and two, I've done this a number of times and I'm pretty familiar with what I need to do. If you're not familiar with that, I'm going to suggest that you use a hand file. It'll be a little bit slower, but much less likelihood of you messing up this grip safety, because typically what you're going to do is use the grip safety you've got and not have an extra one on hand. So you want to maintain the parts that you've got, and since it's already fitted to the pistol, that's what you'll want to maintain with it. So what we're going to do is go out to the shop here. I'll get my grinder going, and we'll show you how to do that. We'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so here we are at the bench grinder, and what we've got on here is a medium stone grinding wheel. On this side is a carborundum polishing wheel. Basically what this is a hard felt wheel that has the abrasive and polishing compound built into it, and generally this is how I will polish up my barrels and stuff like that. It will remove metal if you get too over aggressive with it, but this particular one is the fine one, and so it does more polishing than removing metal. And like I say, a lot of it depends on how much pressure you want to put on. If you put a lot of pressure into it, then you're going to get some metal removal, which is undesirable for most of your applications. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and start grinding on this grip safety a little bit. Like I say, we're going to have to significantly cut this down quite a bit. I'm not going to show you the whole procedure. I'll just get you started on it, and then we'll show you what we got for an end product. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get this up to speed and going. Okay, well, what you can see here is we've got that ground down, and we've polished up all of our grinding marks out of it. So we'll get you set back up inside here, and we'll show you exactly what we did and how we did it. Okay guys, we've got you back in the house here, and we'll show you exactly what we did and how much we removed on the top of that grip safety here. Let me pull one that I've got in here out that has been unmodified. Let's see, I just saw that sucker. Alright, this one here is basically what we started off with, and this one here is the one that we've modified. So we'll try to give you an idea of how much we've taken off there. And you can see that we've taken quite a bit off of the standard grip safety. And that's what you got to do to get the hammer to clear. So, get an idea, there's probably a good 1/8 of an inch off of this back end here. And as you can see, we've had to grind the top of the pin where the thumb safety pin goes through and holds that grip safety in place. That's basically paper thin. Now it's still strong enough that you can't collapse it with pressure, and that's what you want. That's going to be one of those points that eventually that will probably wear through, and you'll have to either remodify this or replace it with either a factory GI style one or a beaver tail one. But it gives you an idea of how much we had to remove off of that. Like I say, it's a good 1/8 of an inch off of this tail end here. Reassembly is going to be just a reverse of the disassembly, and as many of you have watched my videos, you certainly ought to be able to disassemble and reassemble now. I'm going to put her sear spring in, move her mainspring housing up about 1/2, 3/4 of the way to hold that spring in place. Come back in with her grip safety. Oops, getting a little ahead of myself here. Get that trigger bow down and into that mainspring housing where it needs to be. Get our grip safety in place. Like I say, as you know, it's held in place with the thumb safety. Have our trigger back in the firing position. Get our plunger spring in. And it popped out on us. I didn't remove the slide on this, so I'm going to have to fight the slide just a little bit, but it can be done without removing the slide. Best practice is obviously going to be to go ahead and remove the slide. I'm just trying to do this quick for you guys and not remove the slide. And we got it in place. Okay. Press our grip safety in, push our mainspring housing up, and get that mainspring housing pin in place. Go ahead and get my stubby. You guys have seen me hit this thing in plenty of times with this stubby screwdriver. Get our pin in flush. Go through our function checks as always anytime we do any modification on the firing system. So we've got her back together. Obviously, like I say, we've cut this down. What we'll have to do with this is we can just take some cold blue and cold blue that, and that'll get rid of that polished metal. But well, that's for another time. Anyway, that's how you guys cut down the grip safety to allow for a skeletonized trigger. Hope you find this interesting, and we'll talk to you later. Have a good day.